Welcome to the PSAV Inspiration Cafe, where I'm speaking with Kerry Crockett, Executive Director, U.S. and Canadian Academy of Pathology. Kerry, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, I know one of the areas that PSAV specializes in is content management systems. How in the world do you keep track of and make sure that the subject matter experts, the authors, are on schedule, on time, the changes are, how do you track all that? Do you have a big CMS system?
We actually have, we're in the process of making some changes, and we have some that we're sort of cobbling together at the moment as we're in transition. But we do use some of the systems that are out there. For example, PSAV has a system where we're able to upload our speakers' presentations, and then they're in advance ready to go when we get on site. And that's been very helpful for our faculty. It's been helpful for, I think, for our AV techs when they're on site. They have most of the presentations already. But managing, we have roughly over 500 speakers for our annual meeting, and making sure that everybody is where they're supposed to be can be a challenge sometimes, but we've been relatively successful with it.
Particularly when a mistake would be unacceptable with that audience.
It would be very unacceptable.
In fact, do any nightmares come to mind where you've had any issues that just took you by surprise?
Only those issues that have come due to weather. Where we've been in one location and there's been a blizzard. Our meeting is in March every year, and so you know, if there's inclement weather someplace where the meeting is, or where somewhere in the Northeast where the bulk of our speakers probably come from, we face challenges where speakers have not been able to get in, and we've been creative in how we've been able to make that up, whether it's another faculty member stepping in, or whether we've engaged our AV company to come up with solutions for us to be able to tap into that speaker in their location and bring them in live for the session.
I mean, so you're willing to state unequivocally on camera that a meeting planner cannot control the weather?
Amen.
All right.
Unfortunately,
that's all.
I'm working on that.
And I understand that facilities often like to be able to accommodate a meeting experience. The definition of an experience changes dramatically, I would imagine, between one association and the medical association. What's a physician believe? What's a meeting experience that a physician's looking for?
Right. Well, you know, speaking specifically for our organization and our attendees, the real experience there is all about the content. Networking as well, it's very important for them, but they come specifically for the content of the meeting, and a lot of our members are in academics, so they want to learn, they go back and they teach, so it's very important for them that the content is excellent. Certainly the networking opportunities have to be there as well. It's a very close-knit organization in terms of the pathology world. Everybody seems to know everybody else. So all of those things I think are very important for us.
I want to talk for a minute about where you think this all may be leading us, but technology. But physicians who I would just assume would be the first to embrace technology, are they in fact grabbing onto social media? Are they rapidly adopting the new tools?
Well, it's interesting. Ours, like probably many other organizations, have the wide range of the demographic age group, and so we have young residents who are in their late 20s and, you know, very tech savvy and have all their latest gadgets with them, all the way up to those that are in their 70s that are still practicing and still teaching. Pathologists don't seem to retire, so we have quite a few in older generations that are still with us. And so it's interesting in the halls to see the various age demographics, you know, and how they socialize and how they communicate. The challenge lies for us in making sure that we're trying to meet all the needs of all of our attendees, making sure that we have some various components that are for the tech savvy, so, you know, making sure that we have an app in place, making sure that we have Twitter feeds, making sure that we have all those kinds of components that would appeal to the younger generation. And then we also still have to be cognizant of our older attendees who are still looking for a paper handout. So we have challenges in that area, but we have made sure that we have not try to disengage one group to the benefit of the other. So, you know, sometimes you just have to have a lot of different moving parts trying to achieve the same goal.
Every planner has to manage these generational differences. Do you see us moving towards fewer live events, more, or do you think technology is simply augmenting a live event?
Augmenting, definitely. I just can't see live events going away. I mean, there's such a strong draw. Our meeting attendance, for example, seems to keep going up. And it's not that there are more pathologists out there. I think it's just that they are getting the word that it's an important event to be at. I mean, people want to be face-to-face. We all know that in our careers, networking means a lot in terms of getting ahead sometimes and knowing the right person and saying the right thing. So I definitely think that the live meetings aren't going anywhere, but the technology is certainly going to augment and be able to reach a broader audience that may not be able to attend that specific year or may not be able to attend ever for whatever reasons they have.